So we are officially starting this video. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a couple months now. Thumbnail version is I'm 23. About 6 months ago, I moved out to Philly, a city where I knew literally no one. I had never visited here before. I had never lived here before. I never even lived in the state. This was my first time living alone. I am a definite introvert and I work from home, so I didn't have any like work friends or social circle already built in. My biggest fear when I was moving is that I would make no friends. If you are that introverted person going somewhere new, literally I have been there. Trust me. The thing that blows my mind is 6 months later now, this week that I'm going to be vlogging, I have a fun activity with new friends I've met since moving every single day. Which is insane. I cannot believe that I'm saying that. I have learned so much in the last few months. I just want to share with you guys everything I've learned about making friends. Hopefully this will give you guys a little bit of help and also give you some inspiration, because if I can do this, you absolutely 1000% can do this. Like, I'm so serious. I thought it would be fun to hang out with you guys this week. I'm also kind of making this for that version of me like a year ago who never would have thought that this would be possible. I don't want to get emotional. If you are moving to a new city, you're in your 20s, you haven't found your people, I got you, because I've been there. Basically everything on this topic we're going to talk about in this video. Let's do it. Okay, you're probably like, literally girl, what are you doing? It's all part of the process. And we have a fun activity with a new friend I've met literally every single day this week. Tonight, my friend Olivia is hosting a girls' craft night, which that is like my definition of a perfect evening. If you know me, my dream when I was moving, I kid you not, would be to make a friend who hosted a craft night. And that's literally what I'm doing today. I'm just so excited. So we're gonna go do that today. We also have like a dinner reservation on Friday. We're gonna go to the movies with one of my other friends. And again, I'm just gonna share literally how I met people. The reason I'm going through my clothes right now is that Olivia is collecting donations for a shelter. She said that we could just bring them and drop them off when we go to her apartment later, which is so thoughtful and sweet of her. I'm just gonna go through my clothes really fast. These are my winter clothes, and see if there's anything off the bat I know I can donate. I feel like the first thing I'm gonna say, and don't get mad at me, okay? If you are moving, especially, you would just know you don't really have an established social circle, or you just really want to have like a strong foundation when you move, is that you need to have the mindset, this is like almost a job that needs to be accomplished, okay? And I know that sounds really not fun. I'm not trying to suck the joy out of it. As soon as I moved, I had it in my mind that I was gonna do everything I could to make friends. I was like, this is my project, my personal project, and I'm going like full throttle. And the reason that I say that is because I knew myself, and I knew that if I waited a week or something until I felt comfortable where I was, I would never actually do the thing. I think the first step is having that mindset. Like, if you can, if you're watching this before moving, I would definitely suggest just trying to adopt that mentality, especially if you're like me and you find socializing really draining. I completely understand, and that is so valid. I literally went in, I was like, okay, for the next month, I'm not gonna say no any invitations, okay? I am going to go at least once, if not twice a week, to some kind of social event in the city. Okay? I am saying yes to everything, which is not sustainable long term, I will say, and that is absolutely fair, but you gotta do it, okay? And again, I hope it does not sound fun at all, but I feel okay telling you that because I really did do that myself, so I know it's possible. Although it was hard, I'm so happy I did that. Okay, I do need to get ready to leave in a couple minutes. I've been trying to make an actual solid habit, so I got my 5-minute journal, and obviously the great thing about it is that it's 5 minutes, so it does not take that long. Before I do this, I had another thing that I wanted to share. One of the top things that I decided I was going to do, kind of going into the whole moving process, that is just taking advantage of all of the resources that I had. And if you guys are moving into a city, obviously so easy to get overwhelmed by just how many people there are and everything is new. It's a lot. The amazing things about cities is there are so many established systems to help you make friends. Like, there are walking groups, there are craft clubs, like there are so many little social clubs that I think people don't even realize are there. You do kind of have to look for them specifically, and it makes me so happy because I really do think there is a community of people out there who have been in your situation or are in your situation. That literally leads me in to the sponsor of today's video. I cannot believe I'm I'm saying this. I cannot think of a more perfect sponsor for this video, and also just kind of like the things I like to talk about on my channel in general, and that is Real Roots. If you are in your 20s and you just moved to a new city, or maybe you didn't and you just are having trouble finding your people or like finding your social circle, they are perfect for you. I think the coolest thing about Real Roots is that they actually guarantee that you will get a friendship out of the experience, which is kind of insane to me and also so cool. What Real Roots does is they match you with a group of like-minded women who also live in your city, and then they organize all of these really cool fun experiences for you to meet each other and connect. You literally don't have to do anything except show up. You don't have to organize anything. You don't have to plan anything. You just have to be there, which is so cool. Once you get matched with your group, Real Roots creates a 6-week program of little events and get-togethers and things that you just get to show up to and enjoy, which I think is so cool because it's all local experiences and you're going with the same group every time. So it's not like you just meet someone one time and don't really get to learn more about them or connect with them. You get to see the same people multiple times, which I feel like is so important when you're trying to like actually get to know people. And every experience is led by a local Real Roots guide. I feel like that's so perfect, especially if small talk kind of like freaks you out like me. There's literally always going to be someone there whose entire role is to just facilitate conversation and make you feel comfortable and make sure everyone's like included, and that's just so cool. My little heart loves that so much. Real Roots also guarantees friendship, which is crazy to say out loud, but let me explain because this is so cool. Once you get matched with your group, the first thing you do is the initial meet and greet, and they have the conversation facilitators and all of that to kind of skip over the awkwardness. You get a free little drink, and then if you meet your group initially and you're not vibing with anyone, you can get rematched, which is so cool. Even if you do the entire 6-week series and you feel like you don't have any meaningful connections, you didn't really vibe with anyone, you haven't made any deep friends by the end of it, they will rematch you for free. So literally finding an awesome friend is guaranteed, which is crazy to me, but that's so freaking cool. I love that Real Roots was founded by 2 women who are having difficulty making deep, genuine friends in adulthood. They wanted to make this for other women who were going through the same thing, which is just so freaking cool. So I am so excited to work with them. I will have Real Roots linked down below. You guys definitely go check it out. At least do like a little meet and greet or something. Be a great way to meet new people when you move to a new city. Guys, I'm so behind. I was literally so excited talking about Real Roots that my camera battery died. I think it's okay if I'm a little bit late to craft night. If I bring something as a peace offering, I'm sure it'll be fine. I just put my hair up really fast because it was not cooperating. So I just did a bun because that's kind of all we can handle. And then I'm just going to put on a little lippy so I can feel more put together. I think this is Maybelline. Yeah. Maybelline, the lifter gloss and the lifter liner. Oh, so pretty. I'm obsessed. Okay, we need to go to the convenience store. We need to go get something to get some drinks because I need to be a good guest. I can't literally make this all about being friends and then be a bad friend and not bring anything to craft night. So let's go. I'm so excited. Another day of this vlog. I had a very different vision of how today was gonna go. If you can't tell by looking at my face, I've been very emotional today. I've already cried twice. So I'm gonna wash my face really quickly. Okay, I feel a little better. guys know we keep it very real over here. Actually just went to a yoga class, which I was not planning on doing, but I was just having like a very emotional day and I knew that movement would make me feel better. I booked a last minute yoga class and I just went to that and I just got back. I wanted to continue our little friendship vlog, and today, as I'm filming this, is actually the first day of football season. Obviously, you guys know I don't know a lot about football. As someone who moved to Philly a few months ago, this is my first official experience, and obviously football is a huge deal here. It's a giant thing. One of my friends, Eliza, is having a watch party at her house and was so sweet to invite me, which is so nice. So that's our little activity of the night. I'm so excited. I, again, am just here for the vibes and I'm happy to be included. I wanted to do a little recap of craft night last night. That was so much fun. I think I'm just like in an emotional week this week because I did get a little bit emo when I was there. I think I literally wrote in my journal, I was like, I would like to have friends who host wholesome little craft nights or movie nights and like to do that because that's what I like to do. And the fact that I just kind of like saw it happening in front of my eyes was so cool. And it did make me a little bit like emotional because it was just such a cool experience. So that made me really happy, obviously. The next thing that I was thinking about in terms of like our theme of friendship that I've been learning about like making new friends, and this one's again a little bit tricky. I think overall the thing that's helped me a lot is you really need to be the friend that you want to have, if that makes sense. It's gonna be a little bit of a double-edged sword because some people will take advantage of that. I feel like if you start to notice that pattern, you can realize that that's not a good friend and just kind of move on. What I mean by that is like you are that person that you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had someone in my life who did craft night. Like if you don't have that person, you can be that person. Like you should be that person. And I know that that is easier said than done, but I think just even taking on that mentality in like really small little ways is so helpful. And then also that I feel like attracts the kinds of friends that you would want to have who are interested in the same things as you. Now I was kind of thinking about this video and what I wanted to do. I was doing like journaling of different things that I've learned about making friends throughout this whole experience that have helped me, so I could kind of share them throughout this video. Another one of the things was saying yes to the group hang. Right now, kind of what I'm doing is kind of an example, especially in like the beginning, right after moving, when you're kind of in that mindset still of like, okay, I'm saying yes, I'm going all in, this is my time to really make this a priority in my life and get out of my comfort zone. I think it's so important to be that person that always says yes to a group hangout. This is hard for me because I find hanging out in groups with people I don't know very uncomfortable. It's like low-key so awkward, especially if you only know the host and like they have to entertain everyone. The reason I say this is it's such a good way to meet people, and I know that sounds really obvious, but for example, I am going on a Disney trip next week. I'm so excited. I'm going with my friend Olivia, who did the craft night last night, and then also my friend Emma. And the only reason that I know Emma and I know her enough to feel comfortable to literally go on a trip with her at this point when I've only known her for a couple months is I was going to go to dinner with Olivia and she was like, oh, my friend Emma would love to come to dinner. She's really nice. I think you'd really get along. Is it okay if she came? And like all three of us went. And I was like, yeah, of course, that sounds awesome. And because of that, I got to meet Emma, and Emma is so cool and I'm like obsessed with her. And so now I have another friend and I didn't even have to do anything besides saying yes to a plan. And I feel like that goes both ways. I mean, probably if you're watching this, you're the person trying to like kind of branch out your friend group a little bit more and meet more people. But if you're someone who's a little bit more established and you have that kind of core friend group and you're trying to expand a little bit, definitely consider when you're meeting new people being like, hey, is it okay if my friend this person comes? Like maybe not the first time you meet them because then it can kind of feel like you're not prioritizing like getting to know them. But if you hung out like once or twice, maybe you're going to dinner, be like, hey, is it okay if my friend so-and-so comes with us? Obviously, if you think that they would get along and like would vibe, that is such a nice gesture and also such a good way again for that other person to make new friends. And then also you can like then have that as be like a little group. But that's literally how I met my friend Emma, which is so cool. The third thing, well, I'm sure this is like the fifth thing of this video, but the third thing of me talking right now is kind of generic, but it's to utilize any alumni networks that you have. And I'm sure this could work for other things too, but I'm specifically thinking of college because that's the example and kind of thing that I did. My friend Eliza, that I'm going to the watch party at her apartment right now, I met her because she went to UNC and actually we were friends in school We weren't super close because we were in different years, but we did share a lot of classes. We would kind of hang out in class together a lot. I literally did not realize that she lived here. And then I think I realized like on Instagram or something that she had moved here, which is so cool. I reached out to her. Now we've been hanging out, which is so fun. And like, I'm so grateful. If you have anything like that, if you have like an alumni Facebook group or an Instagram group, a lot of schools will even like, if it's a big city, like New York, for example, they will make for you kind of social groups online of people who live in New York. Like I know there's like a Tar Heel Husband School, New York City, like Facebook group, I think. There are things like that, and that can be a great resource. I also, through other friends, have met a couple other alumni that I just didn't even know were here, which is so cool. That's amazing too, because it's something you instantly have in common. Obviously, that's more of a niche one, depending on the situation, but I feel like that's also very helpful. Kind of forgot that that was a thing, because by the time I moved here, I was almost 2 years out of school, and it just felt really distant. And like, I went to school in North Carolina. Like in my head, I didn't think like, oh, there's gonna be people in Philly who went to UNC, but like obviously they're everywhere, so that would make sense. Kind of obvious again, but something I didn't think about. Now I have a friend because of that, which is so cool. Okay, I need to finish getting ready. It's also raining. Guys, I'm gonna be so late. And the funny thing is, I swear I'm not usually a late person. Like I like to be on time. And I get very stressed if I'm not on time. I've just been very out of it this week and not really myself. I also wanted to bring a snack, so I was gonna go to Trader Joe's before. I mean, it's fine if I'm late, I'll be honest. I ran out of Q-tips, so this is the strategy we're going with. Also, embarrassing, I don't have any Eagles merchandise. Not one single thing. Let's finish getting ready and let's go. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like bailing because I'm still feeling emotional, but I also know that this is going to be a nice memory for me in the future that I'm going to appreciate. And I know I'll have fun if I go. It's just the making myself actually go part. I'm trying to practice what I preach, you guys, okay? For you. This one's for you. Let's go. We're being so social. Everything is Guys, you know something is really weird today because it's 7:15 p.m. and I'm making coffee. I actually don't know if I've ever done this in my life, but you know, there's a first time for everything. I finished work today. I worked long, and then I'll be so honest, I fell asleep because last night after the Eagles game, I think I came back around 12 a.m. and then obviously I got up and worked all day and I was just so tired. This is very much like not a typical week for me. I literally just did a video, I think a couple weeks ago, where I did a week of trying to get out of the house and like do a fun social activity every single week. I do it sometimes, but even with that one, I think I canceled a couple things because I was just like a little bit drained. I know it's good to push ourselves, but we're trying to keep a good balance. I also want to do those things, and then it's very much going to be like I'm probably like not going to leave my house for like 4 days after this. I'll be so on. I'll probably like go out to get coffee, but like just to keep it real, this is not like every single day for me at all. I'm just very grateful that this kind of like timing worked out perfectly because this is the kind of video I wanted to make, and I feel like it's more fun to take you guys along while I'm doing stuff instead of just sitting here and talking to you about the things, if that makes sense. While we drink our coffee really quick, because we do need to get ready because we are going to go to dinner. This kind of aligns with a couple of things I was talking about yesterday. My friend Julia, who I love so much, she was kind enough to invite me to a little dinner with some of her friends. It kind of aligns with what I was saying yesterday about like group hangouts, like always doing those if you can. Very excited about that. We're going to this very cute pizza place that I absolutely love. I swear there's like a million restaurants in Philly, which I'm not complaining, that are like just the whole menu is just really good Caesar salad and a really good pizza and cocktails. iconic. We're going to one of those and I'm so excited. I think we are going to go to Sally, which is one of my favorite restaurants I found here. It's so amazing. The Caesar salad is like actually to die for. It's so good. It's definitely a later evening than I'm used to. I'm not a night person at all. And we're getting dinner at 8:30, which is a very new experience for me. I'll be so honest. I usually eat at like 5. I think I did have a snack a little bit earlier though, so that makes sense. But we're gonna do that, and then I think we're gonna go out after. And again, I'm not someone who really likes going out. I don't do it a lot, but every once in a blue moon I like to do it and kind of just get out of my comfort zone a little bit. We'll see what time I get home tonight, just when I'm having some coffee. Also, the Eagles won last night. Guys, I'm so all over the place. That was so fun. I am the luckiest girl ever because Liza bought a ninja slushy machine. Okay, so she was making like frosé and like slushy versions of like cocktails in her apartment. It was amazing. One of the other things I wrote down when I was like planning for this video is this one's very generic, okay? Be as delusional as possible, okay? I don't know if I've told this story on the vlog. I think I have a little bit, or like maybe part of it. I think I've told it on TikTok, but the way that I met Julia, basically you guys know that I moved in whatever 6 months ago. I came down to Philly twice, 2 weekends back to back to tour apartments. The second weekend that I toured apartments, it was in this unit that I'm in right now. So this like building, the person who lived in the unit hadn't moved out yet, and it's a studio and they were home, and it was Julia. So my mom and I were touring the apartment, and Julia was just like in here because she lives here and she works from home. So she was in the apartment. And I remember, I literally will never forget this. I walked into this unit and I just knew, this was the building, this was the specific unit I needed. I was like, this is the one. I walked in, there was like a big Stevie Nicks poster on the wall. I was like, this is where I need to live. Like, I knew immediately. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I love this apartment. And in the back of my head, I was like, oh, like, this is so cool. And we're kind of making some like, you know, just polite chit chat. Obviously the leasing manager was there, so I was like, oh, you know, like, how do you like the building? Julia was like, oh, I love it and I really love living here. I'm actually just moving to a bigger unit. I'm staying in the building because I think it's so great. And in my head I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna live here. We literally would live in the same building still. We could totally be friends. I didn't like process all this because there's a lot happening at once and this was a very quick interaction. So literally when I moved, I found her on Instagram. I tried to do it in a way that I was like, okay, I want to be like as nice about this as possible. If she does not want to talk to me, it's totally okay. I DM'd her and I was like, hey, you probably don't remember me, but I was the person who toured your apartment. I actually just moved in. I like don't know anyone here and you seemed really nice. I was wondering if you'd like want to hang out. And then I was like, well, she's never gonna answer me because she thinks that I'm like insane. And she responded and she was like, oh my gosh, it's so fun. I would love to. And we literally just went out for coffee one day and then we've been hanging out ever since. So that's where like my little delusional aspect comes in. I really do need to get ready. This whole video has just been me being late, which I'll be honest is not my usual MO. Sometimes you just have a week, okay? And this is one of them. I'm just not used to doing this many social things. Like honestly, I'm really not. We're pushing ourselves. I feel like it just works so perfectly for this video. Find people in your area who look cool, like on Instagram. Maybe they wear really cool outfits, or they post a lot about coffee and you love coffee, or they post a lot about musicals and you love musicals. Like it could literally be anything. You look at someone, and I know again this is very much like judging a book by its cover. Sometimes it does work though. You can like look at someone and be like, that's a vibe. Like I love that vibe. I feel like I would be friends with them. They probably won't respond. Okay, be so okay with that because that's totally fine, and just let that be what it is. And if it doesn't work out, literally who cares? You can just like honestly pretend it never happened. I have met a lot of people that way. I actually have to tell you the story of how I got my friend Meg here because that one is also kind of insane. But I'll save that for tomorrow because I literally need to get ready. I told Julia I'd be there in 3 minutes. Oh my god. Another part of this vlog where we're getting ready in the bathroom together. Today is Saturday, so last night I went out to dinner. I did meet like 3 new people, actually plus a few more when we went out for drinks after that. That was so fun. We had a great time, but we're out really late. Definitely was super tired today, and I've just been cleaning and doing all of that because I was just so sleepy and needed to get a bunch of household stuff done. Now I'm getting ready to go to see a movie. We're going to go see Hamilton. I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the vlog, but I love Hamilton literally so much. I know every single like word to every single song. I probably know most of the dance moves at this point. And the only thing I'm scared about for this movie is that I'm not going to be able to not sing. But I'm so excited, and this is another thing of like, I already said this about the craft night. If you had been like, oh, you're going to meet people who would genuinely want to go see Hamilton in the movie theater with you, I'd have been like, that's my dream. Like that, my dream day. Last night was so fun. Again, met new people. We love a group hang. Got to talk to more people that I normally wouldn't get to talk to, which was so nice, and we had a wonderful time. I feel like I haven't talked about this directly in this video yet, but if you guys know me, you know what the next thing I'm gonna say is, and that is that making friends on social media is honestly so amazing. And of course, always caveat this with please be safe, please be responsible, take care of yourself. Honestly, literally almost every single close friend that I have right now, I have to tell you how I met my friend Meg. She's not in this video, but I absolutely love her. I think she honestly was in my last vlog. It was just her birthday a couple weeks ago. She is such a good example. I made a reel, I'll put it right here. I was asking about where I should move, and this was before I even moved, just because I thought it'd be fun and like I was interested to see what people had to say. And she actually commented on the reel and said that I should move to Philly, which I was considering at the time, but not like super seriously. After she commented that, because she was one of the first people to comment on the reel, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm really curious to learn more about Philly from someone who actually lives there. So I DM'd her and asked her like what neighborhood she liked and like just for general advice. We started talking, and then when I moved, I DM'd her again. I was like, hey, so I actually ended up moving here. Would you want to hang out in real life? She was like, yeah, and she is literally so cool. So that was actually amazing. And with other instances like that here, I've also tried to reach out to people that I think are just people that I look up to, and I feel like that's so important when you're trying to make friends, is trying to find people that you look up to and want to be like. Those are going to be the people you end up spending your time with, and they should always be people that you look up to and admire. Literally, also, that's what happened with Olivia. We have been mutuals on TikTok for years because we both used to make college vlogs. And then when I moved, I honestly forgot that she lived in Philly. I think it ended up that she actually ended up reaching out to me because she realized that I had moved to Philly, and she was like, oh my gosh, we live in the same place. We need to hang out, which was so freaking cool. I know these are really specific examples, but I'm hoping that this can give you like an idea that being open and a little bit adventurous with it, a lot of things can happen that you don't exactly plan. And the last thing I want to say before I dry my hair, which I need to do like right now, is you have to follow up with people. Like you yourself have to follow up with people. You cannot be the person who just sits there and like assumes that if you see or hang out with someone one time that they're gonna follow up with you. Kind of in that same vein, if you are like, you meet someone and you're like, we didn't really vibe, like you don't have to be friends with them. It's better to just go and meet someone and see if you want to hang out. And if you don't vibe, you don't get along, you're not going to get along with everyone and want to be friends with everyone. That's okay. If you don't try, you're not going to meet anybody. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, this side of my hair is so fluffy. Let's dry our hair. I'm so excited to go to Hamilton. Okay guys, we're back from the Hamilton movie. I'm sitting on my bed and everything is pink. I have my little IKEA pink lamp on, so that's why. And honestly, I kind of like it. I know it might look weird, but we're just gonna go with it. We're kind of having a little cozy. The movie was so fun. If you are a Hamilton fan, you definitely need to go. I feel like it's also great if you're not really a Hamilton fan or don't know, but I feel like it's definitely a must do if you already are, because you can like kind of sing a little bit to all of the songs and everything, which I definitely was doing, and like 90% of the audience was, so I feel like it's more fun if you already know all the words and everything. But it was so fun. I've probably said this a million times in this vlog already, but I'm just so grateful to have met people here who have such similar interests to me. Like, it's just so cool to me that I have friends who are like, I really want to go see Hamilton, would you want to see that with me? Like, that's just so cool because that's something I would absolutely love to do, but low-key would be like, oh, I feel like no one else would be interested, like no one else really wants to do that besides me. I'm not being very coherent right now. I'm really tired, I'll be so honest. I think I already said this, but this is definitely not a good representation of what a normal week for me looks like at all. I do try to prioritize being social and hanging out with people, so I maybe do like one or two of the things I did this week, but never this many, and I'm so tired. I'm still exhausted from last night, I'll be honest, and it's like 11 p.m. right now. I'm just so grateful for all the people that I met. I feel like, just as a recap, obviously I have so much to learn on my friendship making journey, but I just really want the takeaway of this video to be showing you guys that if I can do this, you definitely can do this. And again, like, I moved here, I didn't know anyone, I didn't have work friends or anything like that, and I definitely really value my alone time, and I just didn't know how I was gonna meet people. I feel like, again, the biggest thing is just going into it with that like very specific mindset of like, I'm going in, I'm making friends, like I am saying yes to as many things as possible. Like, even give yourself a time limit. I think I gave myself like 2 weeks or maybe even a month, I forget, but in my head I gave myself a time limit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna say yes to everything and try and be as outgoing as possible for this specific amount of time, and then after the time limit is up, I don't have to do it anymore. And that also helped me like be someone who like stuck to that goal because it had an end date, and I feel like that helped me a lot as like a more introverted person. So you can also do that. Definitely always say yes to any group hangouts. Like, I have made so many wonderful friends because people were gracious enough to invite me to things where their other friends were, and I've gotten to know them, which is so special. It's been so lovely. Be delusional, find people that seem cool, just message them and see what happens, and use your resources. Like, there are walking groups, there are craft clubs, there are social groups, and take advantage of those. Find those on Instagram. If you're finding a hard time discovering a group like that and it's something you would enjoy, the chances are other people feel the same way. So be that person who makes that become a reality. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge project, but maybe like once a month you have like a little coffee shop hangout for people who all really like a specific book genre. Start a book club. Like, if you love that, start a book club. Maybe you love mystery, start a mystery book club. That'd be so cool. Stuff like that, and really use social media to your advantage because I think it's such an incredible tool. Obviously, again, please be safe, be responsible, take care of yourself. Definitely follow up with people, and also realize that it's okay. Not every single person you meet is going to be your best friend. And I also think I didn't touch on this too much, but there are definitely seasonal friends. That does not need to be a bad thing. Like, I feel like in general, and also I in the past have had this fear of like, oh my gosh, if I hang out with this person and they are not like my best friend for the rest of my life, failure, like we'll never hang out again. But I feel like it's really important to recognize that there are friends who are just going to be there for a season of your life. And that's great. It is so incredible to be able to say, oh, you know, I have this friend who really loves going to the movies. I also love going to the movies. That's what we do together. Maybe they hate going to dinner. You also love going to dinner. You have another friend who loves to go to dinner. You have another friend who loves to do running club with you. Not every single person is going to fulfill every single role. It's okay to have those friends. It's honestly really lovely and nice, and just let that be what it is, if that makes sense. I feel like it's such a freeing notion to realize that, and also realize that you are probably fulfilling that same rule for other people. The only way they're going to meet those people who are like your ride or dies, your like perfect forever friends, is if you go out and meet a lot of people, hang out with them and see. So I don't know if any of that makes I hope that was helpful. I'm so grateful for all of the friends that I've made here. I know I sound like a broken record, but once again, I hope that this shows that if I can do this, you guys can do it too, and you're doing amazing. I know I have a lot to learn in this, but I hope that this, or part of this video, was a little bit helpful for you. And to everyone moving to a new place in their 20s, I'm so proud of you, okay? I know this is a lot. There's a lot of random little advice tidbits in this vlog, but please just have fun with it. It's such an exciting time, and I'm so excited for you, and you're gonna do great. If you're moving to a new city, if you're in your 20s, if you like little chit chats and hangouts about making friends and being in your 20s and navigating all the weirdness and randomness of that stage of life, you are in the right place. So definitely subscribe, because we love to hang out and talk about all those things together and just kind of go through that stage of life together. So I hope you subscribe and stick around and hang out with us in future vlogs. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Good night. I'm so tired.